Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Let's jump right into it and let's not waste any time. Because I really want to get to Shadowbringers. Want to be done with Stormblood. Allura, impeccable timing. We have just received a letter from Lord Hien. He writes that the Domans are coordinating their efforts with the Blue Cochin to maintain a constant watch over the Red. Yeah, by the way, in the last episode we saw that Xenos is still around, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. By staying on the lookout for signs of crystal hoarding and the like, they mean to nip any summoning attempts in the bud, thereby satisfying the conditions for peace set down by the ambassador. For the Galleon's part, the Populares have sent word that a vessel bearing Doman conscripts is soon to arrive in Yansha. It would seem that the prisoner exchange is to proceed as planned. Lord Hien requests to present your presence, and I share his view that you should be on hand at this critical juncture. Let's go. According to the letter, Yotsuyu's memory has yet to return, so it looks like she'll be living out the rest of her days in Doma, assuming the ambassador means to honor the agreement, of course. Before we get to that, however, I think it would be wise to assess her condition one last time. If the Domans have missed any change in her mental state, however slight, it would be better if Asahi weren't the one to spot it. Agreed, let us make straight ways for the Enclave then. Lord Hien will be waiting. I trust you will cope in our absence, Tataru. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine, just be sure to come back safely. What did we even come back for? Like, we were here for like 2 seconds. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go back to Doma. Okay, we're back. Let's see. I see my letter reached you across the Ruby Sea. Thank you for coming so swiftly. Though I wrote at some length on the subject of the forthcoming exchange, there was one other matter I neglected to mention. It concerns Gosetsu. As you may have observed, he returned from his ordeal rather the worse for wear. And despite his best efforts to conceal his condition, or perhaps because of them, he recently collapsed. Uh-oh. Good gods, is he alright? Confined to bed and grumbling without cease, but he has shown signs of recovery. He made me promise not to tell you, lest you worry unduly, which was all very well when you weren't here. Now that you are, however, I think it high time he received some visitors. Might you spare him a moment? Yotsuyu has scarce left his side, and I imagine you are curious to see what has become of her as well. We will visit him at once. Laura, Alice, shall we? Let's go.
Open wide now.
Imagine she was poisoning him.
Please, Tsuyu. I'm not so frail that I cannot feed myself. I grow weary of the taste of gruel.
You don't like it? Can I fetch you something else?
Aye, wine. Or if that is not wholesome enough, I don't know. A sweet persimmon from Namai? I enjoyed them in my youth.
A persimmon?
Nay, pay me no mind. I am full. Besides, we have guests.
I hope we are not interrupting your meal. We had heard you were confined to bed and thought you might welcome some visitors.
Confined to... a gross exaggeration. A trifle drained from my exertions, perhaps, but with a little rest, I shall be fighting fit again in no time.
Take off your clothes.
Whoa.
Gosetsu, is this how you've been spending your time?
What the hell,
My
Alice?
lady, I assure you, this is not...
They wouldn't do that right in front of
Off
us,
with
man.
them. We need to wash you. You stink. What are all these scars? There are so many of them.
A life of battle will leave its mark upon a man. Is something wrong, Tsuyu?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
But leave me be, woman! I will not be fussed over like some newborn babe.
They make a convincing pair, do they not? On first acquaintance, I would think him a doting grandsire and her a model grandchild. Indeed, had someone told me a year ago that I would live to bear witness to such a scene, I would have declared them mad. That aside, I'm relieved to see Gosetsu has lost none of his spirit. But what a turn of events, I mean, for her to suddenly be watching over him. You couldn't make it up, although I suppose Gosetsu is an old man. With the way he charges through life, it can be easy to forget. He has resisted the crepitude with the same defiance he showed the enemies of Doma. But no matter how adamant his will, no man can carry on forever. He has pushed himself beyond the limits of endurance too many times. Even if his health returns, the fact remains he will never again be the warrior he once was. He has given his all for Legion land, and we will ask no more. And what of his nurse? If Yotsuyu is feigning dead, well, she certainly has me fooled. This is no pretense. Yugiri, out of all of us, I would think you the hardest to convince, so what makes you so sure? I've been spying on Yotsuyu from the shadows, waiting for a misstep that would betray her charade for what it was. But her mask has never slipped, not once. She has remained in character from the first. One evening, I watched her as she sat in her chambers, unguarded and alone. She had taken the dishes from the cupboard and was pretending to prepare dinner right there on the tatami, a child's game. Even the wariest shinobi would not go to such lengths. I can but conclude that her mind is truly broken. But shouldn't a shinobi be like that? Like, you know? I mean, they know that they can spy like crazy, right? So I don't know. Well, that's good enough for me and everyone else, I would hazard. The matter is settled. Yotsuyu will become Yotsuyu and begin a new life here in Doma. Before that can happen, however, we will need to present her to the ambassador one last time to prove that her memory is truly gone. But I would not risk parading her in front of our returning conscripts. Her presence at the exchange would only stir up mutinous thoughts. Understandably, she as good as fastened the chains around their necks. Which is why I mean to conclude this business with Tsuyu first, out of the sight of my countrymen. Will you help me? We are at your service. There is no higher purpose than the pursuit of peace. My thanks. The Guardians are on their way, and we must prepare to welcome the ambassador. We will meet you at the docks with Tsuyu. Alrighty, let's go. Here we are, and I realized that I had some gear left, and that looks so cool. Love it. Let's see. Shall we wait here then? Lord Hien should not be long. My friends, have you seen Tsuyu? She's nowhere to be found. Dun dun dun. What? But the Guardians will be landing in a matter of moments. If she's fled, could it mean her memories have returned? I know not. Yuguri is scouring the streets as we speak, but it is possible Tsuyu has left the enclave altogether. Captain, a word. Did you perchance carry a fair-skinned woman across the river? A fair-skinned woman, my lord. I do not rightly know. I think... Yes, my lord. Now that you mention it, there was a lady among the passengers whom I do not recall having seen before. Her face was hidden by the brim of her head, but I remember taking her hand to help her onto the boat. White as new-fallen snow it was. Was she someone important, my lord? Have I done something wrong? Wrong? No. I was merely hoping to catch our guest before she departed. Be at ease, Captain. It would seem that Tsuyu has crossed the river. Kami, help me. No good can come of this. Well... Oh. Gone like the morning dew. It seems Tsuyu has gone unrecognized thus far, but Kami, help us if someone catches a clear view of her face. I must find her before that happens. The responsibility for her disappearance for all of this lies with me, but I would ask for your aid nonetheless. We are at your service, Lord Ian. Now as before, let us make the crossing and begin our search. You go on ahead. Someone should let Yuguri know that what we've learned. I'll join you on the other side. Alrighty. Let's go then. Oh, we have no way of knowing where Tsuyu is headed, so we had best divide our forces. I would take Kusakari and its surroundings. Efino, if you would take the road to Custom Flamines. Lura, forgive me, but could I ask you to interrogate the residents of Yuzuka Manor? One of the Namazu may well have seen our quarry. If everyone is in agreement, let us board the skiff and hope the Kami smile upon our efforts. Let's go then. Oh, do I have to wait? I hope not. Okay, let's go. So we got a little tip to go in a direction, but I had to show you this dude. I think your friend is dying. I thought you would be on your way by now. Did you lose interest in finding your friend? No, but look at your friend here dying. Oh my god, okay, let's look for Tsuyu. So we found the bamboo head. A cursory glance is all that is required to confirm your suspicions. This is the same that Yotsuyu was wearing when you found her in Sakazuki. Well, well. Nora, before you ask, our search of Kusakari and its surroundings has yielded exactly naught, save this chance reunion with you, I suppose. Master Salise has gone to assist her brother at the castrum. It was she who informed me of the situation. I joined Lord Ian here shortly thereafter. How did you fare at Yuzuka Manor? Any sign of our missing guest? Towards Namai by the Kami. If the villagers recognize her, it will not end well. We must hurry. Yuguri and I will check the paddies. The village square is yours. And she's probably in the village square. Let's go. Oh. Never mind, I don't have to go myself. That's nice.
Greetings. Might I have one of your... Wait! Please! I only wanted a persimmon.
Kami, save us! Her spirit has returned!
She's back from the dead to seek her revenge!
It can't be. She couldn't have survived.
What did I do?
Be honest, losing her memory was pretty nice. I mean, she quit smoking. Like, she doesn't remember all the nasty stuff she did. She doesn't remember
As if you
her nasty
don't
past.
know.
Good people of Namai, be at ease, I pray you. You have naught to fear.
My lord, forgive me, but what is that monster doing here? They told us she was dead.
I too was surprised to learn of her survival. More even than you, I would hazard. 'Twas I who cut her down, I who left her to her fate. But it would seem the Kami had other plans. By some miracle, both she and Gosetsu were spared when the keep collapsed, though Yotsuyu's preservation came at the cost of her memory.
You're saying she's forgotten? Forgotten everything she's done?
Lies! Lies, my lord! She would say anything to escape punishment!
What does it matter? We have not forgotten her crimes, and we demand justice! I beg of you, Lord Hien, draw your blade and rid us of this canker!
What I saw then, it's all true. I'm sorry! I'm so sorry.
You're sorry? And what? We're supposed to forgive you!
Here, there's no need to cry. Can't you see how scared she is? How can you be scared of her? She's not the same.
Until such time as her memories return, this woman shall be known as Tsuyu, and treated as a citizen of Doma. I will, however, see that she is watched at all times. Rest assured that there will be no more unannounced visits to the village. As your lord, I ask that you leave her fate in my hands, and suffer her to live, for now.
Please, Issei.
All right. I'll keep my peace. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
Imagine she stabs her now from the back. Damn. Yay. Fruits of her labor. That would have been better avoided, but at least it did not end in bloodshed. And judging by Tsuyu's reaction, she remains oblivious to the events of her former life. This was no escape attempt. Nay, it seems it was an offhand request of Gosetsu's which brought her to Namai. She came in search of a persimmon. And they say fruit is good for the health. I do hope Gosetsu finds the taste to his liking. Well, we have certainly taken the long way around, but let us continue on to Customs Luminous and our meeting with the ambassador. Afino and LSA should still be there conducting their search. Alrighty, let's go. And we are here. It seems our Imperial guests have already arrived. It's time to meet with the ambassador.
What a pleasure it is to see you once more, Lord Hien. Not to mention my dear sister.
A pleasure to see you too, Ambassador. Forgive us our late arrival. You have our people aboard the airship?
Exactly as agreed. We would leave you in no doubt as to the purity of our intentions. I dare say it was the selfsame spirit of cooperation which prompted you to bring Yotsuyu here today.
Indeed. Before excluding her from the exchange, I thought it only fair that you see her condition for yourself. Physically, she is in fine health, but her mind is unchanged.
So I see. But all need not necessarily be lost. In anticipation of this tragic turn of events, I took the liberty of inviting some special guests.
Uh-oh. Oh, their parents.
Ah, Yotsuyu. You look, well.
Of all the people.
Is something wrong, dear sister? These are our beloved parents. Does not the sight of them bring back sweet childhood memories?
Gosetsu. I have to take this to Gosetsu.
It would seem my little surprise was not sufficient. You needn't glare at me so, Lord Hien. I merely did what any loving son would do for his family. Lest you doubt, I am content to leave the acting viceroy in your care. Pray, treat her as you would any daughter of Dorma. Do not grow too fond of this place, dear sister. You will come back to us ere long.
We continue with the exchange as planned, then.
Very good. The structure across the river should serve our needs. We shall await you there with the conscripts. If you would bring your captives.
Agreed. Until then, Ambassador.
No, Asahi is actually a bitch. I knew better than to trust Asahi, but that was a dirty trick. Still unpleasant as it was, we have at least put the matter of Tsuyu's future to rest. I have sent her back to the Enclave of Yuguri to give Gosetsu his precious persimmon. Come, let us follow them. You have that look, Alf, you know, what is it? Oh, nothing of consequence, most like. We can discuss it upon our return. Well, well. We should pay a visit to Gosetsu and reassure him about Tsuyu's fate. He will want to know what the Empire has finally relinquished its claim on her. Or did they?
Gosetsu, are you awake?
My lord, come in, come in. When Tsuyu returned, her eyes were red from weeping. She spoke not a word, simply sat and peeled some fruit she'd brought for me. She then claimed weariness and retired to her chamber. Tell me, what happened to upset her so?
The ambassador arranged a surprise reunion with her foster parents. A misguided attempt to restore Yotsuyu to her senses. It was plain their presence caused her great distress, but she seemed otherwise unaffected.
Yotsuyu was mistreated as a child, was she not? It was a cruel trick to use her tormentors like that, knowing the pain it could cause.
I like this Asahi less and less.
Be that as it may, he has agreed to allow Yotsuyu to remain with us in Doma. Our primary concern now is to hand over the prisoners without incident and bring our people safely home.
There was one other detail at the meeting which caught my attention. I assume you all noticed the rather suspect crates within the castrum. The Imperials were quick to retrieve them afterwards, but I wonder.
Out with it, brother. You fear they might contain bombs or war machines?
If the ambassador wanted me dead, he has had ample opportunity. No, assassination is not his intent, but we should be on our guard for other acts of treachery.
My lord, forgive me, but the Lady Yotsuyu, she's gone.
Dun.
Gone?
I beg your pardons, my lords. I was certain she'd fallen asleep.
No, the responsibility is mine. 'Twas I who gave her a room instead of a cell. She may simply have wandered outside. We will organize search parties. Might I call upon your assistance?
Yeah, what happened to she's gonna be watched all the time. Especially when there were like obvious triggers just before. I mean, apparently she did remember something with her parents, right? So it's like, shouldn't they watch her double now? But I'm so pretty. Oh. Well, that's karma though.
Help! Help me!
Nope.
If only I hadn't remembered. He should hate me. But I will not suffer his kindness. Not after what I did to him.
Who's there?
Oh, it's you. What are you doing out here in the dark?
This is the Enclave, is it? When the soldiers dragged us back to Doma, you were the last person I expected to see.
You're the bane of our existence, Yotsuyu! A font of misery!
I actually did not learn anything, like... Oh
you couldn't even do us the simple courtesy of dying, could you? Oh no! You had to live and taint us with the shame of your failure! We had a perfect life in the capital, and now they're making us wallow in this muddy ruin like common swine! I don't deserve this!
You don't deserve this, you deserve to be in a cell.
Now, dear, that'll do. There seems little point in berating the girl when she scarcely remembers her own name. Our time would be better spent contemplating how we're to survive this unhappy predicament. You've kept your looks at least. I suspect you'd fetch a handsome price with the right buyer. Maybe enough to get us to Kugani and start a new business.
I thought, okay, maybe the dad isn't as bad, but oh my god, those parents. Yo, no wonder both kids are messed up.
Ah, my beloved parents. No sooner do I wake from gentle slumber than the world returns in all its cruelty. Yes, this is how it always was. How it was meant to be. Very well. If I cannot escape my nature, then I shall embrace it. To the very depths I have sunk, my soul steeped in spite and rotten to the core. The self-righteous hide behind justice, but I need no such mask. Father, Mother, was it not you who made me into this monster? who taught me the truth of this miserable world. For years I knew naught but the taste of pain and humiliation. But the time has come to savor my vengeance against Doma. Against all my enemies.
But so, did she remember the whole time or just now?
And it begins
with you!
Yotsuyu!
What?
No!
Well done, dear sister. Did I not say you would come back to us?
Brother dearest, what a surprise. You always were a cold-blooded little worm. I doubt you thought twice about sending our parents to their deaths.
Your dagger yet drips with their blood, and you presume to judge me? To be frank, I didn't think you had the strength to slay them so cleanly. A single thrust each. I'm impressed. But surely you can't be satisfied with murdering a pair of doddering elders. You yearn for a deeper vengeance, and the power to see it through.
Please. I don't want to die.
Sucks. I love that I put no effort into
Any
help.
sign of her? What happened here? I knew what would happen if she recovered. And still, I did nothing. You say she left with her brother? Whatever he wants with her, he was willing to pay for it with his parents' lives. But this is neither the time nor the place. We must gather the others.
Oh well. We have recovered the Nereus remains and will hold the cremation anon, but that they had never again set foot in Doma. I broke the news to Gosetsu myself. He was quiet. I think it best that he be allowed some time alone with his thoughts. But that's quite something. So, my friends, the witch we feared has come to pass. Yotsuyu has regained her memory and returned to the Imperial fold. This by any measure a cruel twist, not least for Gosetsu. But one's which does not invalidate our agreement. According to the terms of the contract, we were bound to surrender Yotsuyu into the Guardian's hands should her condition improve prior to the hour of the exchange. By that reckoning, all is, if not as it should be, then as it must be. This I can accept. But what I cannot accept are the unconscionable lengths to which Asahi went to achieve this outcome. Given his recent conduct and his apparent admiration for Xenos, it is plain he cannot be trusted. That is to say nothing of the unexplained containers he insists on bringing to our meetings. Whatever the ambassador is planning, I think it unlikely our negotiations will end peacefully. In the event of hostilities, the safety of the conscripts must be our first concern. As such, I would have an escape route in place before the meeting begins. A wise precaution: if the main structure of Castrum Fulminus is to be the stage for the exchange, then I believe a thorough inspection is in order. The citadel has stood empty ever since the Imperial withdrawal. While we took steps to ensure that it could not be defended by an occupying force, it is entirely possible that the ambassador has arranged things there to his advantage. I will slip inside and make certain we have an unobstructed exit. Pray allow me to join you. I have some experience of Imperial facilities, and should matters take a turn for the worse, I would hope to be of at least some use. Very good, that should be enough to guarantee us a way out of the castrum. Beyond that, however, we will need a ship to ferry the conscripts back to the Enclave. Even with every skiff we have, it would take several trips to evacuate everyone. A Confederate Sekibu, on the other hand, would require only a single run and leave us far less vulnerable on the water. Assuming, of course, Rasho can be convinced to part with one. Might I take the lead on this? I've had dealings with Rasho and his pirates before. And I won't be alone, will I, Laura? You can count on me, I suppose not. Well, that was enthusiastic. Were you hoping to join Yuguri and Daphne on their skulking mission by any chance? Me. I'm certain you would make a persuasive pair, but I think I will accompany you to these negotiations all the same. My lord, the ruler of Doma should not be seen consorting with common brigands. Come now, Yuguri, they stood with us against the Empire. If we would ask their aid once more, we must treat with them as equals. My presence shall serve to demonstrate our sincerity. Is she just looking down on them? Like, that's kind of rude. Indeed, my lord. Pray forgive my presumptions. By your leave, Massa, I've known I shall be about our task. And we should be on our way to Onokoro. Time is short and Rasho may take some convincing. Alrighty. Let's go to Onokoro then, I guess. Alrighty, here we are. No, not you, you. Now there is a face I did not expect to see. What brings the noble lord of Doma into the company of bilge-rats such as we? If you've come to offer Doman chains in place of Guardian once, then I'm afraid you've wasted a trip. And what fine subjects you would make. With your fleet at our disposal, our restoration efforts would be hastened tenfold. But let us speak seriously. I stand before you not to demand your fealty, but to request your aid once more. Mayhap you are confused. Doma's liberation was but a means to an end. We did you only to save ourselves. Now we have no such incentive. We have sworn no oath to you, and will not come running like hounds at their master's whistle. And I would not presume to treat you thus. I come to petition your cooperation as an ally of equal standing. Equal standing, you say, seems a bit lopsided to me. Where's the profit for us in all of this? Profit? Must you always think in such short-sighted terms? Have you ever heard of doing the right thing? No, like... I mean, if they want to help, they can help, but I mean, it also makes sense that they also want to gain something out of it. Have you heard of pirates, little miss? You'll find we're simple souls. You pay our tithe, you sail in peace, deny us our due, and we make it by force. And we take it by force. We'll pull you out of the water if we see you drowning, but we are not in the business of doing something for nothing. Calm yourself, Mr. Salisay. We did not come here to moralize. We came here to talk, and there is more to be said. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like, you know, you can say someone is a good person because they're doing something, just because it's the right thing. And I mean, obviously you can also be like, okay, I don't like them as much if they don't do stuff for nothing, right? But I feel like just being like, oh my gosh, you're a disgusting person because you don't do something, because you don't get anything out of it. I mean, you know? I don't know. I feel like, I mean, obviously you can have a bad opinion about them, but I mean, you know, don't attack them. Their business. According to records recovered after the liberation, relatives of your Doman-born brethren were among those conscripted into the Imperial Army, and as you may be aware, we recently negotiated the return of said conscripts. Many, alas, will arrive to find no families waiting for them, no homes to grant. Oh, to grant them shelter. I would ask that you offer them a place in the Confederacy. You would not be rescuing strangers, but welcoming brothers and sisters into your ranks. Has not the Confederacy been in need of new recruits? Sounds like a deal. You seem well informed of our affairs, Lord Ian. The losses we suffered at the Guardian's hands are no secret, and since we drove them out of Doma, the Ruby Sea has come alive with traders and travelers. So many vessels to tax, so few pirates to tax them. We could do with some more hands on deck, and doubly so if they're familiar with their inner workings of the Empire. Very well, the Confederacy agrees to your request. You will have your ship. But before that, you must do something for me. The vessel I have in mind was damaged during your battle with the Empire. Though we have mended her, she has yet to be declared seaworthy. She is sound enough down below, but when you load her up with conscripts and the waterline rises, those upper planks had best be free of cracks. Assuming you want your people to stay dry, you will do me the favor of swimming around the hull to check for weaknesses. That is, if Doman Lords are not averse to getting their ropes wet. Not this Doman Lord. If we each inspect a third of the ship, it shall be done in a trice. That is the spirit. The ship is moored at Quickscape Pier. Our apprentice shipwright will be on deck to hear your report. Look for a lad named Ihanashi. And I thought I had a knack for parleying with pirates. For the record, my previous attempt was an unmitigated success, and yes, I should have quit while I was ahead. I mean, isn't she just always telling pirates how much she hates them? That they suck? Well, I thought the rumors exaggerated. But the young lord lives up to his reputation. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Okay, let's go. Alright, we checked the boat. Let's talk to the dude. I am the shipwright. Apprentice shipwright. Did you find anything that might need attention? The section I inspected seemed solid enough. On the port side, near the bow, you say... I don't know. Alright, I'll have a look and see what I can do. My apologies, I seem to have lagged behind. I could float in that gentle sea all day. Otherwise, I'm happy to report no visible cracking or holes in my section of the hull. You're Lord Hian. The captain sent you to inspect the hull. Kami have mercy. Forgive us this discourtesy, my lord. It's quite alright. In fact, I rather enjoyed it. I take it you are of Doma. Yes, my lord. The Imperials took my father away after the uprising, and I had nowhere else to turn. The Confederacy became my family. But someone told me they're releasing the conscripts now. Maybe my father will be among them. Not that I can go back. There's no leaving once you've joined. How fares Our Lady? Is she seaworthy? Captain, we found a small crack in the port side, but I'll have it fixed before you know it. I see you have met the boy. Did he tell you his story? He babbles when he is nervous. Should his father be among the conscripts as he hopes, I mean to give him the choice to leave this life. If he so chooses, I expect you to see they are provided for. I've heard that those who join the Confederacy forswear all ties with kin and homeland. Is that so easily put aside? If I allow it, I see in him the lad I was 25 years ago. You say the words, you mean them, but the yearning for home still lingers. My family is long dead, and I know this life is my lot. But he has scarce dipped his toes with us. If there is a life for him in Doma, he should have the chance to live it. Well said. The Empire's conquest has uprooted many a more, be it in Yansha or out on the Ruby Sea. We have a duty to ensure that Ihanashi and others like him are free to dwell where they desire. Then the matter is settled. I will make preparations to cast off. Well, my friends, it seems we have our ship. Let us return to the Enclave. Okay, let's go back. Alrighty, we're back. It seems Yuguri and Efino completed their task before us. They have been waiting. We scouted the structure and determined the swiftest path to safety in the event of hostilities. We'll lead the conscripts outside with all possible haste. From there, the Confederacy has pledged a ship to ferry us across the One River. Now we have but to attend the exchange and pray to the Kami these precautions were unnecessary. Sounds good. Okay, but we will continue in the next part. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you like what you see, and obviously subscribe if you would like to see more. I try to upload every single day. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and bye bye.